What do Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Conan O'Brien, and this Benjamin Button anime boy have in common? If you guessed the name Conan, then yeah, you're right. Well, here at Crunchyroll, only one truth prevails, and I, Tim Liu, am gonna investigate why our favorite kid detective is such a hit. So, let's begin the investigation, shall we?
Detective Conan, or also known in the US as Case Closed, started as a Mystery of the Week manga in Weekly Shonen Sunday in 1994 by Gosho Aoyama. Here we are introduced to kid detective extraordinaire Conan Edogawa, aka Jimmy Kudo, aka Shinichi Kudo, and his passionate hunt for truth, justice, and a good mystery or two. So, who is Conan? Better yet, who is Shinichi Kudo?
All-star teen detective and amateur soccer star Jimmy, or Shinichi Kudo, had it all. Respect from his peers, fame, and his childhood crush Ram Mori or Rachel Moore.
But all that changed when, after solving a mysterious beheading on a roller coaster ride while on a date with Ran, as one does on a regular date, Shinichi was attacked by a mysterious group of men in black after he caught them doing some unlawful transaction. Did we mention that most of the mysteries are murders? We'll get into that later, along with the issues that came along with it. There's so many murders, in fact, Aoyama has himself killed in new ways in every volume of the manga.
After catching him eavesdropping, the Men in Black dosed Shinichi with a mysterious drug that turned him into a child. Desperate to solve the mystery of his shrinkage, Jimmy takes on the alias of Conan Edogawa to hide his identity. He chose the pseudonym because of his love for Arthur Conan Doyle and because of two mystery collections he happened to have nearby, an Arthur Conan Doyle collection and a collection by the renowned Japanese mystery author Edogawa Rampo. Conan also has to hide his identity from Ran, who is trying to convince that Shinichi is on some secret detective case. With her help, along with his neighbor, the inventor extraordinaire Dr. Agasa, Rin's dad, aka the best deadbeat detective Kokoro Mori, aka Richard Moore, and the Junior Detective League, Conan Edogawa set out to unravel the world's mysteries and prove that one truth prevails.
But to understand our brave detective, let's investigate the man behind the myth. International man of mystery himself, Gosho Aoyama. Just like his too smart for his size kid detective, Aoyama, born and raised in Hokure, Japan in 1963, started his road to mangaka fame early, where he would draw flipbooks and manga at a young age. He's even said he confidently declared, "I will become a manga artist in the future," in his elementary school graduation anthology, though he doesn't remember writing that when he rediscovered it. Never give up on your dreams, kids, even if you don't remember them. This led Aoyama to keep drawing throughout his college years and led him to pursue a career as an art teacher. One fateful day during his 4th year in college, one of his friends told him to submit to a shonen magazine's manga competition, and he got an honorable mention. It wasn't first place, but it was enough to motivate Aoyama to keep moving. His destiny was set that day, and he reaffirmed to his parents that he would become a manga artist, much to their dismay. Struggling financially, Aoyama stuck to his dream of becoming a mangaka, some days only eating meatless curry to, well, make ends meet. Yeah. He tried working for the magazine that he had gotten the manga honorable mention in, but they had politely declined. Slowly becoming a true starving artist, Aoyama's meal ticket would arrive with another manga contest, this time in a more prominent magazine called Shonen Sunday. Despite the name though, it was actually published every Tuesday, and then in 2001 it switched to Wednesday. Anyway, he would submit his short story, Wait a Minute, or Chotto Matete, a time-traveling rom-com, to the Shonen Sunday Newcomer Award in 1987, and the rest was history. Hot off the heels of his Newcomer Award, the editors of Shonen Sunday agreed to publish Aoyama's new series, Magic Kaito, in the same year, starring Kaito Kid, aka Kid the Phantom Thief. Kaito was inspired by other Phantom Thief tropes, such as the famous French literary figure Arsène Lupin, who also inspired two of the most famous Phantom/Gentleman thieves in anime, Lupin III and Joker from Persona's 5 iconic persona, Arsène. It was fitting that Conan, with his Sherlock Holmes inspiration, found a rival in Kaito Kid, since Arsène Lupin would cross paths from time to time with the famous literary detective. Aoyama's editors said they'd consider publishing his next series if Magic Kaito sold well. When 100,000 volumes of the tankobon flew off the shelves, Aoyama held his editor to his promise. Aoyama went on to publish another successful hit in Shonen Sunday called Yaiba that ran from 1988 to 1993, which followed a traditional samurai's adventure in modern Japan. Yaiba is even referenced in Detective Conan from time to time, with Yaiba even showing up in the first OVA. Now that Aoyama had 2 successful manga series under his belt, his parents' financial worries were put at ease and he could finally eat meat with his curry if he wanted. Now that Aoyama was a known success, his editors were looking to swing for the fence with his next series, or kick for the goal in Conan's case, because he plays soccer. With the success of newly printed manga series, the Kindaichi Case Files, a manga about a teen crime sleuth Hajime Kindaichi in 1992, Aoyama and his editors were looking to cash in on the teen mystery craze. So they asked Aoyama to come up with their own hit mystery series. And if I knew just asking someone to make a billion-yen IP was that easy, I would have done it years ago. Gosho then went to work on crafting the story of Conan. According to him, it only took 2 weeks to really flesh it all out. Again, if I knew a billion-yen IP only took 2 weeks to make, I would have quit hosting these videos and gotten to work a long time ago. Anyways, his first idea was for a more serious, hard-boiled detective series, but decided to make it more playful and lighthearted by making it a story about a teen who de-ages 10 years. This way, Aoyama said that he could have this very talented detective that no one takes seriously since he's perceived as a child, which is why Conan hangs out with Kogoro in his detective agency so often and begrudgingly lets Kogoro take the credit whenever he solves a case. Aoyama also planned to include a lot of romantic comedy, which resulted in the subplot of Conan constantly trying to prove to Ran that Shinichi just didn't leave her high and dry and that he's off somewhere in some dangerous detective case. Aoyama is also a big soccer fan, so he decided to live vicariously through Conan and also make him a soccer star too. One last cool tidbit was that Aoyama gave Conan glasses as a nod to another hero who's always on the hunt for truth, justice, and the American way, Clark Kent. Shinichi doesn't wear glasses, but Conan does, like how no one can tell who Superman is with glasses on. With all these elements aligned, Gosho submitted Detective Conan, or Meitante Conan, to his editors, and the case was closed. When asked about it, Gosho admitted he didn't think it would last more than 3 months. 3 months, huh? 26 years, hundreds of episodes, and 23 movies later, what's the difference, right?
As I said before, the manga began publication in 1994 and went on to receive rave reviews for its broad appeal, with kids loving it because Conan looked just like them and did cool things, and adults appreciating the well-written mysteries, the rom-com element, and engaging storyline. Aoyama prides himself in writing not only clever mysteries, but very grounded and realistic ones. He has said that he's tested out the MacGyver-esque tricks from the show himself to give the series that added layer of authenticity. Aoyama has said that the only fantasy in the series is that Conan is a child. Everything else is as real as possible.
He also prides himself in how much research he does for each story, with volumes upon volumes of textbooks and such lining his studio. Aoyama also emphasizes his meticulous dialogue and making sure that it's clear and legible as possible when working on page layouts. Since Conan is such a wordy and dense series, this is much appreciated. With this, he's been rewarded for that attention to detail with swarms of fans the world over. Conan Mania had begun in the mid-90s, with Conan becoming one of Weekly Shonen Sunday's most successful series of all time. With most Shonen Sunday titles not lasting past 40 volumes, it's joined by other Shonen Sunday classic hits like Inuyasha, Major, Ushio and Tora, and more, which is no small feat considering how competitive it is for any title to survive in any of the shonen magazines. With its rival Shonen Jump becoming more synonymous with the heated actions of your Dragon Ball Z's and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure at the time, Detective Conan brought with it some fresh ideas and a little more to wrap your brain around when the new weekly issue of Shonen Sunday came out. This even carries into today, with 98 tankobons and 230 million volumes sold worldwide, making it the 5th best-selling manga series of all time. Now, the manga went on to be picked up by TMS Entertainment to be adapted into an even more successful anime in 1996, with a whopping 974 episodes and 23 movies under its belt and still going strong.
The anime became a staple for Japanese kids everywhere, being aired on Yomiuri TV and Nippon TV. With, as I said before, Conan looking just like them and figuring out crazy mysteries, and adults loving how clever the mysteries are.
Conan's animated adventures were so popular even that the movie franchise is the third highest grossing film franchise in Japan, beating out the likes of Godzilla and Star Wars over there, as well as the third highest grossing anime film franchise of all time. Conan's detective fees sure have gotten expensive over the years. Also, Conan's even had some professional help in his movies too, with the recent Lupin III vs. Detective Conan movie released in 2013, which is fitting, as I said before, because besides Lupin, Conan has had his own gentlemanly thief rival in Kaito Kid. To put the success of the movies into context, last year's theatrical release, The Fist of Blue Sapphire, did so well that it even beat out the Avengers Endgame and Detective Pikachu for at least a week. Fist of the Blue Sapphire also sits at number 8 on the top grossing anime films in Japan, and the previous movie, Zero the Enforcer, sits at number 10. Now, with 230 million manga volumes sold, an almost 1,000 episode long anime, a Universal Studios experience even, and one of the highest grossing movie franchises under your belt, where does Conan go from there? Simple, really. Opening up your own town. That's right, welcome to Conan Town.
The Japanese town of Hokkei, also known as the town where you can meet Detective Conan, is the birthplace of Conan's creator, Gosho Aoyama.
To honor his roots and help boost the local economy, Aoyama worked with the town's leadership to turn Hokkei into a tourist attraction with the help of our favorite boy detective. This includes a Conan-themed train station, a manga factory dedicated to Aoyama's legacy, and even a Conan airport 25 miles away from the town. That's right, you too can become an international man of mysteries thanks to Air Conan. There's also statues of Conan and his friends all over the town, and the attractions have really helped put Hokkei on the map for locals and international fans. However, there was one international fan that wasn't too happy about finding a town named after him. Enter late-night talk show host Conan O'Brien. Conan had found out about Hokkei's transformation and jokingly said they were profiting off his name, even showing a version of Detective Conan that looks like him for reference. He declared 3 trillion yen from the town. So, in retaliation, the mayor demanded 15,000 American hamburgers to feed the town. During his big trip to Japan in 2018, history was made, and Conan met Conan, where the mayor of Hokkei made Conan mayor for a day and put him to work grilling those hamburgers, as well as handing him a fake check for the 3 trillion yen. Becoming mayor for the day had a nice ring to it, so Conan and the town ended their feud peacefully and even further shot up Hokkei's popularity internationally. So, next time you're in the area, why not check out the birthplace of our favorite kid detective and solve a mystery or two. As we said earlier, despite Conan being considered a children's property with broad appeal, it has tons of murder, like CSI level of gruesome crime scene murders, and murder is a big no-no for children's television in the US. I guess. There were rumblings of Conan being adapted by Fox Anime back in 2000 with a highly chopped up pilot episode, but that fell through. So when Conan tried to enter the US again in 2004, thanks to the help of Funimation, he was too violent for the likes of 4Kids. Unfortunately, Funimation lost the license to their own dubbed episodes back in 2018, so Case Closed dub is also shrouded in mystery, only accessible through the DVDs at the time. However, an official dub of the movie Zero the Enforcer with a brand new cast, along with the original Japanese names, was just released. And TMS has also released a new dub of episode 1, the movie that sums up the first few episodes. So, who's to say what's gonna happen to those iterations of those characters and the future of Conan dubbing? The newer series is simulcast here on Crunchyroll, along with the earlier episodes in their subbed uncut glory, a bit with the Case Closed name still attached. So, we encourage fans new and old to catch up and give Conan another shot. We will fondly remember the adventures of our old boy Jimmy, Rachel, Richard, and the Phantom Thief Kid. Moment of silence, please. With all that said, the Detective Conan franchise is as big as ever, with all of his episodes available at your fingertips, thanks to the powers that be here at thecrunchyroll.com, as well as the latest movie ready to go to release once this situation passes. What started as a 2-week brainstorm from a passionate, hungry mangaka turned into a mystery empire to rival even the great Sherlock Holmes himself. With all the evidence laid bare, only one truth prevails. Detective Conan is a certified classic hit. Case closed. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and, case close that bell icon. Yeah, as we said, check out Detective Conan on Crunchyroll, and yeah, that's about it. Also, check out our other videos, why don't you? I'm gonna go now. See ya.